If you've been on the channel long enough, you may well remember that I use every few days the Ulanzi X Coman tripod that we featured on the channel. In fact, it lives in my car. So when Coman themselves got in touch asking me to look at this number, the Coman Go, I thought, you know what could go wrong? Now, this thing has been on Kickstarter for a while. The video was supposed to be out for the start of the campaign, but life is busy and we need to test these things thoroughly. So here we are, testing these things thoroughly. Well, I have been for a while. So we're going to crack this open, see what's inside, and then see if it really stands up to the name, or at least half of the name, because, you know, I've not used anything directly from these guys, just the collab. Anyway, enough waffle. Let's, well, what does it say? Go. Right then, dodgy lighting aside, because I'm using my gym because I want to stay out and about. This is it. I didn't get a box or anything. This is interesting. We're gonna have to rip that open in just a moment. The fluid head. So we've got the V5. That is quite a bulky number. Interesting. That is going to be very fun. The usual. We've got the main unit itself in here. Everything completely locked away, of course, because this is also, probably should have done this in the studio because this is killing me back. That is, oh, I thought it was dirty on the video. That's interesting. That's the main bit of the monopod. Nice little strap there. Nice fat grip. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. And down here, as it says, quick release plate, handles and accessories. So let's have a quick look at this. There is the plate. Very nice. Can't find fault with that yet, but we've only just got started. And a little pack, little spike there, and some instructions. And last but not least, the handle for the fluid head for the video. Doesn't feel too bad, but this is all very first look, and I still need to crack this piece open. So let's do that. Yes, there she is. That is a serious bit of kit. That is quite a splay, and that's where that's gonna click into there. That is a very sturdy foot pedal. That is rather interesting. I think we need to carry on playing with this thing and get some detailed shots on the go so you can see what's what. And then, in fact, I think once everything's set up, I can plop that straight on to there. I think there's a piece here that comes out, push, see, straight into there, and that'll be screwed onto there. Very easy. So I can just push and go, and then slap it back onto there, I believe. I'll get used to it at some point, but yeah, look at that, that's easy enough. Push, go, slap it onto there, and you're away. Nice. Anyway, that's the quick unboxing. I'm gonna have some fun with this, I think. A quick top to bottom then. I like the plate, I love the plate, it's perfectly fine. The little line on it helps me to line everything up and get this straight down the center. This locking is very useful, no problem there. There is a little tool inside the plate that's very, very handy. Tilt and pan. Tilt, it's quite loose, that is, but then once you start to adjust, it's all pretty smooth. Now, depending on the weight that you've got on the top, will depend on whether this thing will just naturally move itself back, but you can adjust it to suit and have a good play. It's probably not the best out there, but it is rather good. Might be the best one I've got at the moment though, if I can work it out to lock it back up again. Right, let's lock that. Now we've already got the pan on the go, and that is a real smooth feeling and very steady bit of kit. These things, well, they're quite close together, so if you've got fat fingers it might be a bit of a tricky one, but still not too bad. We'll just flick it around so you can see the handle. Real nice grip and fairly easy to detach. If you want to make it longer you can, or if you want to completely take it off you can as well. This little hand strap, which these things are normally, you know, an afterthought, is actually really nice, really well made, very easy to adjust, and actually very tight. I really think I've got myself stuck, it's that good. I've gone in at the wrong angle. Really nice touch, Coman. Fair play. This was my first beef with this thing once I started using it. The spirit level, not that well positioned, to be honest. I've measured it at 170, so 1.70 m. I thought the stat said 175, but there you go. It's weighing just 1.4 kilos. Now the head will take 5 kilos. I've only got about 2 or 3 on at the moment, so absolutely fine. Dead easy once you get the knack to move up and down. Get the foot on the bottom there, and again lock it in. Now as I say, this is not an even surface, so I'm not going to get it stable, but I found on an even surface, even with this, I can get it kind of hands-free for a bit. I wouldn't risk it though. The 2-stage click at the bottom, 1 click for the rotation. If you let go it's still loose, but if you click again it will stay in place, give or take the weights. Now I think that is in there. Very good. So click, move around, click, stay. Release the monopod from the feet. Get the foliage off, click it into place. I think we got to just give that a little push, he says. There we go, and that is in. This grip is real nice. This is just the usual carbon fiber bit. I'm hoping this all lasts. The foot thing that you've had a little look at feels quite nice as well. Let's bring this down here. I think that is quite a decent bit of kit. What do we reckon? I've had this thing for a couple of months, so how do I feel about it? Build and handling wise, it is a beefy bit of kit. It's sturdy, pretty well featured, but fairly light considering everything. It did take me a day or two to get in tune with this kit, but now it's very, very easy to use and overall very practical in the field. Now I didn't use the monopod without the head and legs that often, but that measures 150, which is perfectly fine, 1.50 m. I'm still not happy about the spirit level position, but there's nothing else really standing out that I wouldn't change immediately. I guess getting the plate on the fluid head is a touch tricky at times, but it is worth pointing out while we're talking about the plate that it's compatible with a lot of Zion's Juntech and DJI gimbals, which is a big deal for many. I think I'm falling for this one, and this might actually become part of my kit, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. This is still available on Kickstarter. At the point of recording though, the campaign has ended, shipping has already started, and if all goes well, should start landing in July. Let us know if you get one and when it arrives. The kit I got is still available for around £248, and I think it's pretty good value for money. I'll be keeping it, I think. The nearest competitor is the Sirui One Step, which I haven't tried, as that company always offers to send me gear and some of it pretty exciting stuff, but it never ever arrives. On paper, this is cheaper than the Sirui, has better height range, is lighter, packs down smaller in this bag, which did shocked me at first, but yeah, what was it, 66 centimeters? Yeah, and unless the extra 5K payload of the Sue-Ray is important to you, you get 5K with this setup, 10K with that one. Otherwise, this, for me, is a no-brainer. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments.